1, 2, 3.
My lord, it has come much closer.
It draws near. The roar of the lion.
After finishing the first game and its Xtreme Legends, I didn't want to touch the series again for a while, but I decided to get it over with. I might as well finish the entire series since I only have about 4 more games to cover. Well, today we're looking at one of the games I grew up playing, that being Samurai Warriors 2 for the PlayStation 2. However, I grew up with the Xbox 360 version and remember completing almost everything before stopping. Well, since the game is 17 years old this year, let's see if it has aged well in any way. Time to try out another game from childhood and find out if it's truly any good. The story mode focuses on the rise of Nobunaga Oda and ends at the Battle of Sekigahara, which historians consider the most important battle and the beginning of the Tokugawa shogunate rule. Every single character in the game gets a Musou mode of some caliber, while certain characters get more love for obvious reasons like Ieyasu, Nobunaga, and Mitsuhide. There are those who get only a few like Oichi. Then there's 2 that get no Musou mode, being Ranmaru Mori and Akuni, both of which are locked and Ranmaru is glitched, with 24 officers being playable via Musou mode total. The gameplay revolves around the usual protect your commander / main camp and take out the enemy commander, but there's a ton of pop-up missions that appear that can lead to different outcomes, and early on you cannot just complete everything with ease. You need to level up your character and unlock new skills and get a horse to easily complete everything within a certain time, and to avoid a game over. Like Mitsuhide needs to escort Nobunaga in his first mission, but there's other stuff happening you could help in, but that would lead to Nobunaga's death. Once leveled up, you can easily take on these tasks, adding replay value. Plus, this is a way to earn bonuses like new skills, mounts, bodyguards, and weapons, and also to boost your allies' morale. There's also roughly 21 unique stages in the game. Another thing that's been changed from the first game is the removal of branching story paths. Now you just have a straightforward Musou mode. In turn, you can unlock a single dream mode stage after completing a character's Musou mode. So after completing Mitsuhide Akechi's Musou, I got his dream stage to play. You can get one for every 24 characters, giving you 24 more stages to play.
Mitsuhide, finally I can see the rage in your eyes that I have always wanted of you.
I cannot do this. If I were to kill you, then I could seize the land and make it my own. But that isn't what I want. I want to see this land as only you can make it. I've been foolish, blind to my own weakness.
Mitsuhide. Mitsuhide, your Japan is one that I would have liked to have seen.
No!
Live on, Mitsuhide.
Free mode is the same old, and I don't see the appeal, unless you're playing as Rimuru or Akuni, as this is the only way to play as them once you figure out how to unlock them. But even then, you can replay any stage you already completed as the character from their respective story mode. I guess if you just want to play as a certain character and play a certain battle, maybe one they never existed in, then Bone Apple Teeth. I have no reason to use this mode. Everyone from the first game in Xtreme Legends returns with several new characters including Nene, Ieyasu Tokugawa, Nagamasa Azai, Musashi Miyamoto, Yoshihiro Shimazu, Kotaro Fuma, Kanesugu Nao, Sakanshima, Mitsunori Ishida, and Jinichio Tachibana. You also have two unique NPCs being Katsui Shibata and Kojiro Sasuke. The only newcomers I like are Ieyasu, Jinichio, and Kotaro. The other ones, I'm fine with them there, but I could live without them. Every one of them does get a Musou mode. The only two that get no Musou mode are Rimuru and Okuni, who are hidden.
So this is a land without war. There is no struggle now. I made sure of that. What was I thinking?
My dream is to bring an end to this state of constant war. I sought a lord capable of doing so, and found him in Lord Nobunaga. I serve him because he can end the suffering that Japan's people currently endure. I would serve anyone who could.
Wait. That's it.
I can realize my own dream. With my own hands, I can bring an end to this chaos. The enemy is at Honnoji! Nobunaga.
The combat remains almost identical to the first game, however it is more fluid and smooth here, and more enjoyable to use. One thing that was removed, however, is the bow. They removed it in favor of a new attack option where you press and hold R1 and use square or triangle to attack. I honestly don't miss it, but it was nice to have, especially in tight situations where you were struggling for dear life. It did come in handy. Another change, however, is the removal of multiple bodyguards and items. That's right, no more items to boost your stats like speed, Musou gauge, attack, etc. Now it's replaced with skills you gain through battles and the shop. As for bodyguards, you cannot create a unit anymore like in the first game. Now it's just random goons you hire, with only one being allowed to follow you at a time. So you can get a monk, ninja, sumo, archer, musket, spear, and sword bodyguard, but only one can follow you into battle, akin to Dynasty Warriors 5 bodyguard system. They also do not get skills or items this time around. I did enjoy putting Chris Gildart, Asmongold, Somewhere Near Gamers, and Moist Critical into the first game as bodyguards and watch them slaughter people with me. Sucks it was removed, but I'm not really missing it. The bodyguard is more useless now and is just there for the sake of being there.
Then come, Mitsuhide.
I never liked survival mode and it comes back, but this time there's no audio from anyone speaking. Also, it's just random objectives as you progress to every floor. This mode is needed though if you want to unlock Rimuru Mori. Of course I do, but damn, is this mode just so slow and boring. Also, a fatal flaw in the design is you cannot play any other mode as your survival mode save is the only one allowed at a time. If you play any other mode, your survival progress will be deleted and you must start all over again. How dumb. Glad this was removed in Samurai Warriors 5. Citadel mode is far superior in every way. There's a new mode instead of versus, challenge, and custom officer mode, and that is some stupid Mario Party like minigame where you wander a board and use gold to buy property. I guess it's more in line with Monopoly at that point, but damn is it boring. I quit after about 2 minutes. It's that dreadfully droll. Let's move on to other stuff, cause I'm glad they never brought this crap mode back in later games. Now if only they got rid of survival mode too. There are 3 major glitches in this game that were never fixed. This being Nene's transformation bug, where she keeps floating up in the air after turning into Hanzo or Kotaro, and you must use a jump charge attack to come back down. Another glitch is the mission goal of killing 100 units at Odawara Castle, where there is a chance of it never completing no matter what you do, and you will fail the objective. The last glitch is probably the most game breaking, and that's playing as Rimuru Mori at Honnouji will lead to a game over randomly sometimes if you rescue Nobunaga and escort him out of the area. Another feature to this game is the shop. You can buy new skills and upgrades here for the skills. You can also buy horses and bodyguards as well, and there's occasionally sales on all of these, so you can get them at a discount. Then you can upgrade your weapon to get a new ability slotted into them if you have the space. Though it is random and not fun because of it, so you could end up getting a speed boost or a luck boost, a dexterity boost, an attack boost, you name it, to your weapon, and not what you exactly wanted instead. The only other stuff this game has to offer is a vault to view everything. It's just a gallery for anything you've unlocked, such as movies, officers, weapons, horses, bodyguards, you name it. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video.
Nobunaga, you look well.
Lord Nagamasa has chosen the shame of surrender rather than sacrifice his wife and men.
And what does that leave you with now? Honor? Or perhaps love? If you wish to kill me, then do it.
I'm sorry, Lord Mitsuhide.
Mitsuhide.
Huh?
What do you see in Nagamasa's death?
The pride of a warrior.
The only reason that Nagamasa participated in this battle was to sacrifice himself for honor. And so I allowed him to. That was his desire. However, for him to take his own life, what do you desire of me, warrior?
That is simple. To see you as ruler of Japan, and to see you put an end to these wars.
Watch and you'll see.
At the end of the day, I'm proud to say this game has aged quite well for being 17 years old, from its improved combat to the tolerable English dub and better storytelling. Samurai Warriors 2 was worth your time as it was mine. I give it a thumbs up on the recommendation and an easy great score. I'm looking forward to covering the last of the Samurai Warriors series in the future. All I have left is Samurai Warriors 2 Empires, 2 Xtreme Legends, and then finally, Samurai Warriors 3. Till then, this is all for this video. See y'all later.
Look, Lord Nobunaga, this shall be the land that I desired. One without war, where all people can live in peace. It is only missing one thing. Only you, my lord.
Live on, Mitsuhide.
After reviewing Samurai Warriors 2, I felt it was time to get into its 2 expansions. We'll cover them in order of release, so Empires is first, though usually Xtreme Legends is first, and Empires comes out last to build upon whatever Xtreme Legends added to the base game. This is the only time Empires came out first for any Warriors game over Xtreme Legends. So, we do miss out on some gameplay enhancements and new characters. Samurai Warriors 2 Empires is the first Empires entry for Samurai Warriors. It builds off of Samurai Warriors 2 and has many similarities to Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, though some things are different and some are for the worse. We'll get into them later. First off, let's talk Empire mode.
The best defense is a strong offense. By aiming high, we will survive the chaos. I will bring down the curtain on this war.
In Empire mode, you can select from various scenarios that focus on selected territories and factions in different times, or select the divided land option to have a customized experience. Here you can select the factions and what territories they own, and then select which one you want to play as. The usual stuff is here from DW5E, so you can consult your officers for assistance on how to run your kingdom, or manually choose options. You have alliances, trade, development of your territory, recruiting troops and officers, and of course, hiring unique troops and using tactics to cause chaos in other lands. One thing that stands out from DW5E is the introduction of formations. With them, you can give your army a time-limited bonus like defense or speed if you have a formation that outdoes the enemy formation, akin to rock, paper, scissors. If your formation is better, you gain your bonus. If the enemy formation is better, they get their bonus and you lose yours. This can be a deal breaker if not careful, So the enemy could be running around with high speed, taking over your bases and make camp within minutes while you struggle to keep up, or they can get increased defense or attack. This keeps you on the edge and in turn leads to more challenging battles. I enjoy this concept greatly. Outside of this, however, the game is mostly the same as DW5E, with not much improved. They didn't even add cutscenes or interactions with officers, it's just more of the same. Which sucks, cause you'd expect improvements with sequels, not copy and pasted laziness. Unless your name is Call of Duty.
A kind of peace has returned to the land. Now we must work to make that peace permanent.
Now to create a nation worthy of your name.
The free mode is back and is just tacked on here. There's nothing special about it, and it's just here if you want a quick fix and don't want to play for long. I'd rather have it here than not for those who want it. Honestly, in Empires it makes more sense that it exists. Here you can't just replay exact battles, unlike in the base games. Next up, let's talk the worst character customization compared to DW5E. This is on par with DW4E. You cannot change the appearance, only select a pre-made model, change their color, name, voice, symbol, Musou symbols, and moveset. That's it. But unlike DW5E, there's more color options here, so there's one positive. But a con compared to DW5E again is movesets are gender locked, so no Macho Man running around as Oichi or Femme Fatale as Honda Civic. You can only save about 15 officers, so you can save a few more than DW5E, but with less customization, it doesn't matter much in the end. Honestly, I hate the officer edit mode in this game. It's just lazy and a downgrade.
Ah, Mitsuhide! A quick draw, I hear. Let's see if you're quick enough to be two swords.
My sword was forged to shatter hearts and topple empires. If you think you can stop me, then show me what you're made of.
A few other things worth mentioning before the score. We'll start with how even though there's hardly any cutscenes and even less effort put into them compared to even DW5E, officers can have unique conversations before battle depending on who's involved. I guess this is fine, but it doesn't really add much to an already ghost town of a game. The English dub was clearly changed, with some voice actors being replaced akin to Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires. Not a fan of this, it's quite jarring. They did this again in the Xtreme Legends expansion. Tecmo Koei really hates us English speakers. The combat is the same, with no improvements or additions from the base game. The bodyguard is removed, obviously, and instead, much like DW5E, you get a small group of soldiers to follow you around. You can still give orders of charge, defense, follow you, or decide for themselves. There's no ending cinematic, unlike in Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, so even unique officers get no love this time around. And that's about it. Let's get to the score. There wasn't much to talk about in this game.
Come on, soldiers! Push forward!
You're so strong.
We have defeated an officer.
At the end of the day, I do recommend Samurai Warriors 2 Empires, even though it's painfully average and nothing special. There's a lack of character and improvement compared to Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, and it just feels lazy, but it's not that bad of a game, and you should give it a try, whether it's the PlayStation 2 version or even the Xbox 360 version. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. After taking a break from Samurai Warriors, I decided it was time to finish the classic era of Warriors games on the PlayStation 2. With the base game and the Empires expansion covered, it's time to cover Samurai Warriors 2 Xtreme Legends. Which surprised me after the abysmal Dynasty Warriors 3, 4, 5, and 8 Xtreme Legends, as well as Samurai Warriors 1 Xtreme Legends. This one just had so much more to it, with decent characters, improvements to combat, and improved storytelling. It just lacks a bit of features, but it's an Xtreme Legends expansion. I guess it's only natural that it wouldn't come with that much in way of content and features.
Poor things.
The game features 6 new characters, though one is from the first game's Xtreme Legends, that being Yoshimoto Imagawa, who was a unique NPC in the first game before becoming playable in the Xtreme Legends expansion for Samurai Warriors 1.
It's just not the same on my own.
He's just finally playable again come the second expansion for Samurai Warriors 2. Since Xtreme Legends came out after Empires, which wasn't the norm at the time, meaning people missed out on these characters and the improvements Xtreme Legends came with. But as for his character, I never liked him, till the 5th game, where they made him not a joke character anymore.
It will be Kamari time!
He's very slow and weak. His Musou isn't good either. I honestly don't like playing as him at all in this game. If I could, I would choose to scrap him in favor of any future Xtreme Legends newcomer instead. Yoshimoto is just bad.
Actually, a few other names spring to mind.
As for the other characters, we have Toshiie Maeda, who's basically a Sun Ce and Zhao Yun mixed together. He fights with a sword and during combos can switch to 2 halberds, making him more unique compared to the rest of the warriors. He's young, dim-witted, loyal, hot-headed, and eager to please whoever he serves. He's not that bad to play as, but his Musou can be a burden, as it's got a short range and can easily knock enemies away, so you'll miss more than you would actually land any hits. Also, I noticed after playing the other characters, it's clear Toshiie was the poster boy of this game since he's on the cover, and as such, he got the most love out of every character. He has the most cutscenes and everything. And that's kinda sad. Every character should equally get represented. If you're going to introduce new characters and make them have their own stories, you gotta also give them more love too.
What are you talking about?
Gracia was a mistake. Like most of the female characters throughout the Warriors games, she sucks. She's weak, slow, and her attacks are awful. She can barely hit a single person, especially for Musou attack. I stopped playing as her after the first level, just because she was that awful. She's young, rebellious, obnoxious, nails on a chalkboard voice, and part of the plot is she has a crush on Magoichi Sakai.
Ew.
What?
Motochika Chosokabe, or however you pronounce his name,
No one will forget my name.
is a shamisen player warrior. He's actually not that bad of a character. At first I thought of him as a stupid joke character, because every Warriors game has to have them, like Oichi, Shuju, Yoshimoto Imagawa, and Tao Ren for examples. Characters that look dumb and play awful. He's not that bad combat-wise, but it takes some getting used to his style. It's very close range and not effective against much. He's weak early on too, and his Musou has the problem of hit the enemy once, they fly away, so you miss the rest issue, just like Toshiie.
Play on, Motochika!
Katsuie, or however you pronounce his name,
Katsuie!
is just another generic, stubborn old man character. He's slow, tankish, and does good damage in turn at the least. His Musou isn't that bad, but it causes you to fly around much like Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. I don't like that style, but I also don't like it when you're stationary either. Musou attacks were always a mixed bag with Samurai Warriors characters till about the 4th game onwards.
Well, this all seems to be going very well.
He's also just a rehash of Toshiie story-wise. You're just playing the same levels with the same cutscenes basically. I just don't see the appeal. Honestly, he should have been cut from the game. We don't need repeat characters, we need new ones, unique ones.
Hideyoshi told me that I mustn't look away.
Kojiro? Well, he's Kojiro. It's hard to explain his character. Let's just say he's the genre of the series that also is all about the beauty of death, not dance. He's also got the hots for another character that's the only one capable of matching him in combat.
Yeah. I'm the best there is and the best there'll ever be.
Yes, you certainly are strong. You're no victim, no poor innocent. You're not someone I'm compelled to cut down for their own good. I've never met anyone like you. You're the only one who is capable of matching me. The only one worth cutting down. Come on, then. Let's go.
Kojiro plays quite well and his Musou isn't that bad and has better range than the rest. He's probably one of the better controlling characters overall, and the more I played as him, the more I started to actually like his character. At first, I was like, ugh, what the hell is this? I don't know. Do I really want to play this character? I'm afraid to. But the moment I did, I found him not to be that bad. And his overall desire to be able to find someone who can actually match him in combat and give him a beautiful end was actually pretty good.
You mean that's it? Please. Musashi is the only opponent who can satisfy me. Where are you, Musashi?
But enough about the beautiful release of death. Let's move on to the changes that this game has, such as characters can now level up to 70 instead of 50, bodyguards can now level up to 30, some voice actors were changed for new recorded lines, and there's also a lot of silent dialogue too, meaning it's easy to miss important dialogue during mercenary mode and stuff. If you're not careful, you gotta always be watching out for it. Thankfully, Nobunaga was kept intact. I feel like Samurai Warriors 2 had his best voice actor in the entire series. New characters in Samurai Warriors 2 Empires feature alternate colors, victory poses, and quotes from their story modes.
Katsuie, please, tell me what to do!
The game introduces an orb system to allow for more weapon customization to alter stats when you acquire them. Personal skills can now be bought from the shop and can be individually collected for each character. A fifth weapon can be obtained, like usual, for Xtreme Legend titles. The base power, however, is the same as the fourth weapons.
Are you listening to me?
The shop returns with the usual skills, weapon upgrades, bodyguards, and mounts. You got the gold, you can pimp out your character early on to be a beast.
Sakon has left the battlefield.
Otherwise, enjoy the grind. All gold is shared between everyone, but the skills and weapon upgrades are not. But at least that means if you beat one story mode, the next one will be easier if you got the gold to stock up on abilities for the next officer playthrough.
Thank you.
Story mode only covers the 6 featured characters and in turn, repeat stages, some with alterations to make them less samey, but still the same in the end. Each character has about 6 stages to play, most starting with the rise of Nobunaga Oda and others at the end of Oda's tyranny. So while it should only take about 5 hours at most to complete story mode, it's decent enough with the cutscenes being great. I like the cinematography, as it's just a night and day difference from Dynasty Warriors and its meh storytelling till the 7th game. The only other mode to come with the game outside of free mode is mercenary mode, where you can play as any character from Samurai Warriors 2. Your goal is just to fight battles, earn gems, hire bodyguards, upgrade your officer, and take on more and more challenging fights. It's nothing special, and after a few rounds, I just quit. I don't see the appeal of this mode. It's just like Destiny mode and Extreme mode from Dynasty Warriors 5 Xtreme Legends. It's just a grindy challenge mode. Thankfully though, you don't have to learn majority of your movesets, unlike Destiny mode from DW5XL. That was just stupid.
Please, tell me what to do!
Not much else to talk about other than the AI is aggressive and I like that. It was surprising coming from other Warriors games that feature more docile AI, aka they fired the AI programmer. I did struggle a bit here and there, but it wasn't unfair, just enjoyable fun challenge.
I can't just...
Don't look away, Toshie.
The music is great as per usual. Samurai Warriors 2 just has a great soundtrack that hasn't been topped by any other Samurai Warriors game to date.
We have to face it. And...
But yeah, that's about it. It's a fine little expansion, a borderline great one at that. Let's get this video over with. I don't like making things this long, but sometimes there's just a lot to talk about.
Our Lord has made his wishes clear.
At the end of the day, Samurai Warriors 2 Xtreme Legends does offer a lot more than Dynasty Warriors Xtreme Legend counterparts. However, it does also come with not that much content, like every Xtreme Legends expansion. But after playing the abysmal DW3, DW5, and SW1 Xtreme Legends, this is a markable improvement. Better storytelling by far, since Dynasty Warriors 5 Xtreme Legends didn't offer anything real impactful, just AI generated cutscenes that felt so artificial and awful. So it's easy to recommend Samurai Warriors 2 Xtreme Legends. It's a borderline great game that if it only came with more modes, it could have been even better. But it is what it is. Some of the new characters are boring, and others are decent. The combat is still enjoyable, and the AI is aggressive, but the speed at which you move, and how some characters' movesets can only attack a small amount at a time, and at a short range, can hold the game back a bit, making combat feel a little sluggish. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Then I will go. But they will remember my name.